How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today I want to talk to you about leverage trading, about how to leverage in crypto. And to be clear, this isn't for everyone, but it can be used as part of your overall strategy and can be used to make more money. I've made a lot of money even with the recent pullback in Bitcoin's price. And to be clear, I'm filming this a few days before it's going to go live. But even with the recent pullbacks, I'm still up significantly on my leverage positions. And you can do it in a way that is safe or safer than what you see online when people just go 100x leverage. If you don't understand what I'm even talking about, we'll talk about it in this video. I do want to say we're going to be using the Weex platform, the Weex, W-E-E-X exchange. I'll leave links to them underneath the video. There's a bunch of sign-up bonuses. It's a great exchange. If you want to try it out, you can check out the link underneath the video. Now, if you're considering an exchange, you have to consider Weex. They've been around since 2018. They're top 30 on CoinMarketCap. They focus on low market cap gems, and they have some of the lowest fees in the area or some of the lowest fees in the industry with 0% maker fees and 0.03% taker fees. So a $1 million position is just a $300 fee on Weex. And there's no KYC, no VPN that you need as well to sign up. So I would definitely consider this. They have some of the best security as well out there. And before we even start, they are a partner of the channel. They're a sponsor, so big thanks to Weex. Before we start, you should know what leverage trading is. I have several videos on my channel going through it, but it's quite simple. Now, recently I had someone reach out in real life asking me about trading, and they were looking at prop firms. If you haven't heard about prop firms, it's more in traditional stock trading. But basically, you take a test, and if you pass, if you get so many successful trades, they allow you to start using some of their leverage. They'll give you some leverage to start trading. They take a cut of the profit, and it's interesting to people. I'd say there are some drawbacks because you actually have to pay to take the test. If you don't pass, then you don't get that money back. In leverage trading in crypto, it's very interesting because you can use leverage and you never have to take a test. There's no barrier of entry. If you have $10, that's all you can lose is the $10. Now, how it works is basically you sign up with an exchange like Weex, right? Like Weex underneath the video, and you deposit some money. You can deposit $100, $1,000, $10,000, whatever it is, and then you can start leverage trading. You can leverage trade on Weex, depending on the asset, 1x to 200x. So you can set that up. You can open it in different ways: market orders, limit orders, trigger orders. You can take profits, all that kind of stuff, all the normal trading stuff. But you can start trading, and basically they allow you to get access to more capital. So let's say I do a 2x leverage. I have $10 in my account. I put $10 into the trade. I can get my hands on $20 of the asset. So I can buy $20 of Bitcoin, and basically if it falls by then 50%, I lose my $10. Okay, I lose my $10. If it goes up 100%, I actually make 200% because I leverage my money. Now, of course, there are a couple different fees that come into account, so you have to pay attention to that. But basically, you can leverage up, you can use more capital, and it's not like you're going to owe them. If you lose the money, they stop you. So if you're, again, another example, if you're at 10x leverage and you have $10 on there and you put the $10 in a trade, if Bitcoin goes down 10%, then you get liquidated. If it goes up 10%, then you make 10x what that would be, so you make 100%. It's a little bit easier if you see it in a table or something, or if you've tried it a few times. To be clear, you have to manage your risk. If you have $1,000 to your name, you don't want to go put $1,000 on a leverage exchange. That's too risky. You have to have proper risk management, and this is something that I do as part of my overall strategy, but it's not the majority of my portfolio. But I do use it because it can help amplify returns. Now, I want to walk you through an example of how you can make money, like a strategy for trading. That's actually quite simple. Okay, so one of the most simple strategies after you already have your account set up and it's fully funded, one of the simplest strategies is just to look at where we typically bounce, where we typically have support. So pull up the chart, and I like to look at the daily, right? Especially if we've fallen for a few days in a row, right? Or we have some big wick down. I like to look at where we've been before. Now, let me just get rid of these so you can see it a little bit more clearly. we have fallen down to the 59,000 to 60,000 $500 mark a handful of times. Right here, fell down to about 61,000 there, 60,000 there, 60,000 there, and then we fell down to 60,400 just a few days ago, and then we fell down to 58,300. Now, if you want to go buy spot, right? You just want to buy Bitcoin, you're not using leverage or anything like that, this might be an indication that it's a good time to be buying. Now, there are all different kinds of indicators there. You're never going to have it perfect, but you can kind of see, like, we just consistently have been bouncing off that $60,000 mark. Now, of course, like I said, you can always fall further. We could fall down to 50,000 tomorrow, but we're all in here trying to make educated decisions, and based on the past, we've typically seen a good bounce from there. So it might make sense then to go buy some Bitcoin in this range if you're looking to buy some. Now, another thing you can do, and I'm posting this days after I'm filming this, so it's either going to be really smart or it's going to be really dumb. So give me a little bit of slack there. But if you want to go long on Bitcoin, or an altcoin, whether you want to go low leverage and you just want to put in a position like at 5x or something like that and just ride it for a long time, maybe throughout the entire bull market, you could put in a position right here. And if you do 5x leverage, well, you would have about $12,000 then. If you put the position in at 60K, you'd have about $12,000 before you got liquidated. So we could go all the way down past prior supports. We could go all the way down past this range right here where we went back and forth between 50,000 and 53,000. Key psychological level at 50K. We could go past this level of previous resistance and we go down to 48K, and then you would be liquidated. If we move up, well, you just make money at 5x the normal rate. So if you bought, let's say 0.1 Bitcoin. You put 0.1 Bitcoin as leverage, and you did a 5x, that would allow you to buy 0.5 Bitcoin. So you'd actually get 5 times the returns if we did move back up. So instead of getting, let's say, a 10% return, if Bitcoin went from 60 to 66,000, you'd make instead of like a 10% return, you'd make a 50% return. Now, something else you could do, if you wanted to go higher leverage, you could wait until we go down to some level of support like this, 60,000, let's say, or maybe you want to wait a little bit longer, 50,840, or 400, sorry, 58,400, like right in there. You put in a long position, you put in a limit order, and if we go down, touch that level, okay, then you buy in. You could then set a stop loss for, let's say, 57,900. Just so maybe we continue down past the level that we saw just a few days ago, and we touch 58,000, maybe even go a couple dollars below it. But then if we continue further down, you're out of the trade, so you cut your losses, and maybe it bounces back, maybe it doesn't, maybe we keep on falling, but you could cut your losses there, and you could go on a little bit higher leverage. Maybe you want to do 10, 20x. Of course, do your own research on leverage trading, make sure you understand it. But that's one way to approach it. And there are all different kinds of levels you can be looking at. Like, we're at a pretty key level at the time of this recording, right? We bounced off this level. We came from here. So, I mean, it's funny. We're kind of consolidating right at 61,500, which is right at this line, right at this trend line. Another key level to watch, maybe you want to look at the 200-day moving average, which is right about halfway in between where we bounced here and where we fell down to the other day. It's sitting at about 57,700. Now, the nice thing about Weex is they have these low numbers on the side. Like, a lot of the time you can pull up the moving average, right? Whatever moving average on whatever chart you're looking at, and you have to like hover right above it. This just shows you, okay, 57,700, which can be pretty nice. And then if you scroll to a specific date, like, okay, this is the 8th of June, it shows you the moving average at that date. So it can be pretty interesting to watch. But whenever you see big numbers like this, like if we're looking at 100-day moving average or 200-day moving average or 50-day moving average, those are all pretty popular moving averages. If we approach it, typically that's a good line of support, or in a bear market, it could be a line of resistance, but you can kind of mess with that. And there are all different ways of trading. This is just one idea, but as you can see here, we fell below the 50 or the 100-day moving average. So yeah, when we move back up, 66K might be an interesting place that we have to push through that. Unless we get some big volume, maybe we get rejected at 66K, consolidate a little bit longer, then move up. So it is interesting. And to be clear, they do have TradingView enabled here, which is, it's the most popular trading platform out there. And then you can also do their original charting. I like the TradingView, just to be clear. But these are a couple different strategies you can use, and they're all different ways of doing this. Like, there are so many different options for how to trade in crypto. Make sure you do your research and you understand it. But this can give you some indication for a very simple way of leverage trading. Now, of course, make sure you always understand your risk. Make sure that you're not leveraging more money than you can afford to lose. This is a small portion of my portfolio, but it can be used to help amplify returns. And with the link underneath the video, you can claim up to 20,000 USDT in bonuses, starting with just a really easy one. Deposit 200 USDT and trade, and you get 10 USDT futures bonus. You start trading more and more, and you get bigger and bigger bonuses. There are a bunch of different events going on, so it's super easy to get started. Use the link underneath the video. Big thanks to Weex for sponsoring this video, and we'll see you in the next one.